for an original sin.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Call of Cthulhu. I've had quite a few people asking for this game. And why? Well, I did the review on it and everyone seemed to like it. Now what I'm going to do is start from the beginning and show what happens if you roll a different type of character. As you can see, we have the one we did for the review. We're going to go ahead and delete that. And we're going to jump on in. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his stupor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Well, I guess we gotta see if we can find him a case, which, as we know, we already do. Now again, I wanted to rerun this from the beginning to show what happens when you pick a different character. Reading here. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Now we have seen this again in my review, but we're going to be starting from the beginning, as I said. I do really like how this game looks, and a lot of people seem to be interested in, hey, even Bosco got really excited when I told him we're doing Call of Cthulhu, because that means he gets a little bit vicious and dirty with his drawings. He's actually really excited to do it. Now the thumbnail will be done by the time this is up, so you guys will see it right away. So I'm not going to bother looking around. Again, if you do want to see kind of everything around here, watch the review I did. It's too dark. Oh, we'll just pick this up then. Let's see. Oh, it's a little tiny whale. Well, whale's tiny. I wonder if we can use this actually on that other area. I've never tried. See if we can. Where was it?
In my wake, pulled along, fate inescapably draws you on.
So it's just a different pathway. I see. Interesting. So no matter what you pick, you end up in the same pathway. Okay, fair enough.
What a putrid offering.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So what do you want as an offering then?
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Well, I mean, it's not like we can fight you, as you said, so let's see what happens.
Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
whiskey.
Then why drink it? That's still my biggest complaint.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had closed.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed the case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against him.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Pierce Investigation Agency. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay. But I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams. But they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Well, somebody is calling me.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Well, so last time we ran a bit of a different thing. I'm going to run it a bit differently this time. Let's see. There we go. That should be good. And I believe that should give us what we want.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay, so we have a few new things now that we should be able to do.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life, there with their son Simon.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Now, as you guys can see, we do have a new choice here. Shouldn't take the painting lightly. I read about a mental facility. We should... And as you saw, we did notice the symbol that we didn't notice before.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Let's see.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Wow, let's see. So as you guys can see, the choices have changed. Something's not right about this story.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
You could be nicer.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
I do like how they're using certain language that would have been used
Darkwater.
back then.
I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous stories of their small island off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat in natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Now you notice I'm actually looking for the book that I found last time, which is right there. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all ailments known in the civilized world. It details the symptoms and suitable treatment. Now, I think there is multiple endings to this. I'm going to run a completely blind run at this point, as soon as I get onto the island.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares. But for a while now, their effects have been wearing off. Well, it's time to go. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As was the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Now, it does have a bit of a loading time here on the PC, but a lot of games do, and it's mostly because I'm usually running this off an external. So, yeah. That'll do it, as they say.
We're almost there.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright guys, next time we're going to continue. Hope you guys have been enjoying this. I know I have. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye guys.